Voila! Your dream vacation to Thailand starts from 19,999 only with GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
It isn't often that I find myself sitting in front of a living legend. No. So I'm not even like flattering you or anything like that, but it's an absolute honor to have Prosenjit on Galatta Plus. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You know, but before I begin with you, I have to begin with your father.
Surely.
Because when I was young, I grew up with the songs, and there's just incredible set of songs. You know, I mean, let's leave the movies aside. What are your favorite songs of your father's?
I'll tell you a story which is very interesting. I think last 3 years back, I was in IFI, and they wanted to felicitate different actors from different regions, and Asha Parekh was sitting, and she was getting lifetime kind of a thing. So when I was being asked to be on stage and talk to, so what I did, I took the mic, and Asha was sitting, and I started singing Pukarta Chala Hoon.
Oh.
And she was literally blushing, and that became viral. You see, I said, I mean, I'm not Viswajit, but I can give a tribute to Asha ji sitting here. So and Pukarta Chala Hoon is one of my most favorite songs.
Oh, but Mere Sanam has all
of the songs.
You know,
in fact, Bisalabad with Amanda, you see, Bekarar Karke Hame Kohora.
This
Ye Nayan Dare Dare
is just
so like they were very lucky to have all those. You know, in fact, we are also very lucky to have a lot of beautiful songs. But
I think the nostalgia value adds to it because
Kismat, Kajrat Mohabbat wala was a revolution. I think he and Babita ji, you know,
cross-dressing.
And Manmohan Desai's film. So that song is till now, it's a viral song.
Yeah, I love this. You know, when you mentioned Mere Sanam, I was remembering Hue Hain Tum Pe Aashik Hum, Bhala Mano, Bura Mano. That was, you know.
I have a lovely picture with Ramesh CPG. At that time, I think he was the assistant. It was GP CPG's production.
Okay.
And I have a lovely picture with Ramesh ji. I am in a boat, I'm a kid, and I'm sitting in his lap, like that kind of a thing. So, yeah.
So, you grew up on film sets?
Not very really. My mom was a bit strict kind of a person. And, you know, I had done my first film when I was a kid. So, that was, production was my dad's, and Rishi Krishnakuji, of course, directed it. But after that, I got a lot of offers. In fact, the right was taken by RK Films, like Raj Kapoor ji ne wo rights liya tha. But my mom somehow, even Shaktiza wanted to do Anurodh and all of those were as a child actor, but my mom said no, nothing doing. I think that has helped me also. In a way, I say it's a blessing that I didn't do too much of work as a child actor.
Why is that?
I calculated it in a way, in a different way, that maybe once you get exposure too much as a child actor, you gain a confidence. और क्या होता ना, बच्चे लोग जब acting करते हैं, the actors we say it's very difficult to act with animals because they do something which take the scene off, like they're unpredictable, right? So मुझे लगता है कि ज़्यादा करने से ना, that the struggle I had done to be a hero would have gone. I would have maybe get a confidence kind of a thing. If you even see Rishi Kapoor ji, he had just done one.
Yeah.
Mera Naam Joker. But then he came as a hero. Yeah. So I think, I say it's a blessing for me maybe. But yeah, as a child actor, I had a lot of offers. And Chotto Jigyasha, that was my Bengali first film. And that film I got awards, BFJ. I still remember BFJ was the oldest award in India. So that time Sagina Mahato Dilip Kumar was getting, and I was 5 years a kid. So Tapan Sinha's Sagina Mahato.
Sagina was also released in Hindi.
Yes, in Hindi also, later on. It will very well gel. I know, I say that I read cinema, I eat cinema, and it's not only Hindi or Bengali. I am into Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam. In fact, Priyadarsan ji was there in Calcutta, I think last month. So I just went and I met him, and he's again a very big fan of Jeshtaputra.
Yeah.
Because both of them, Mohanlal ji and Priyadarsan ji, they both called me and Kaushik after watching the film. I think he was in National Award jury or something. So yeah, so that's one of my favorite films. But yeah, and these people, when they love it, it's a blessing for us.
I saw it at the film festival in Goa. I love you, I love Ritwik. So both of you together, and
Yeah.
Kaushik, it was like, okay, for all the films, this is the one film I should not miss, and it did not disappoint. It was
No, it's
astonishing,
a brilliant
and
film.
also very meta because there's this lovely theme of what you lose when you become a star, what you lose when you don't become a star and try to stay close to your roots, the envy, the admiration. It's a complex thing, and one of the things I wanted to ask you is, let's take Asha or Bhalobasha, right? It's just like why are you laughing? It's a genuine.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course. I
yeah.
mean, Asha Bhalobasha was I'll tell you a story. That time Mithunda was not regular in Bangla. So he was he is still a very big star, but Mithunda used to come to Kolkata. So suddenly Mithunda saw in front of theatre, that time the cutout things was just coming out.
Yeah.
So there was a cutout with me holding a tiger,
Leopard.
leopard.
हाँ,
Yeah,
हाँ.
so I had a fight with it. So between and they all called me in my nickname. So Bumba ne kya kara, fight shuru kar diya Bengali picture mein. So yeah, that was a revolution film. I mean, I still remember it was released in a hall called Bharti. So on the main road, it was the first time they had to officially give a no entry for the audience standing outside the theatre and take the bus or the cars from the other side because of the crowd for the public. So yeah, and the songs were super duper hit, all Kishore Kumar songs.
Right. So the thing is, when you
I had an
think back,
opportunity to work with Deepika just after Sita.
yeah. So
She
Deepika,
just completed
so let me
Sita.
just describe that scene, right? It's like, so on the one hand, you and your friend are trying to fight off this leopard, and he's throwing you an axe, and you're chopping up the leopard and all that. And on the other hand, Deepika Chikhlia, who is Sita and
Yes,
Ramayan,
yes.
is
Oh, what a
is
craze she had.
he's praying in front of a shivling, and everything is
Yes.
like that. When you look back at that kind of film, and see, I mean this with deepest respect, because every industry goes through its phases of different things, right? What do you think of it now?
Well, honestly speaking, I'll not talk about the quality of the film. Okay,
That's,
it changes
it's
because
a film of its
as
time.
you know very well that I think I am one of those actors in my age group that I had really started my career with black and white films. When we were doing Doshor, I used to always say that I'm the only actor or maybe the team member who had really worked in a black and white film. So of course I have seen black and white, 16 mm, then the revolution of color, then it came the cinemascope. So of course this film's pattern has changed, but I really believe that mainstream commercial cinema has to be there. It's my personal decision that I took a little different route with my time and age, but I also fight till today, and also I respect whether it is Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, or Bangla, or any other in Punjabi. The commercial film has to work because that gives you volume. I'll tell you a small one-liner of Ritu Pondagosh. He used to always say to all these are my commercial mainstream directors, like Horonath Chakraborty, Sapan Saha, Prabhat Roy. They were like huge, big directors that time. He used to say, Shapanda, you people are doing films and my producers are getting overflow. And when they're getting an overflow, they come out and do a film with me because now they can take a risk to do a film with me.
Yeah.
So that overflow is needed in every industry, and I am completely a commercial film actor because my 300 film was those commercial hits, and I think till my end, I'll tell you something. At least in West Bengal, I will remain a commercial cinema. Why I'm giving you an example, my Ajogyo is a recent film, right? And very unfortunately will not be watching in the Bengali theatres. And it's Kaushik Ganguly's film. You know what kind of a film he makes. But in my entry and in the last shot of the film, people are giving not only talia, it's a whistle coming up. Because he had used a bit of swag. A bit. So that changes the entire mood. So what I believe for Bengal is I will remain more of my Chirodini Tumi Je Amar Amar Sangeet. That will remain. But as my personal decision as an actor, I decided it was very properly. मतलब जो होता ना मतलब पहले से decide कर लेना कि after this time, because I was also understanding the changes of language of cinema. And you see the growth of multiplexes. So if you see, and at least from my regional industry, in my Bengali industry, after Chokher Bali, we were not catering to the multiplex audience. Honestly, Chokher Bali was huge. So I took a try with Autograph. I took a try with a Baishes Ramon with absolutely fresh director, and it worked. And again, this multiplex wave came back. So I think I can tell you, as a student of cinema, I believe that it's my duty to understand what is coming next. What you are into it is one, but what is happening in another 5 years, it is technology. It is, so that's the reason I think I have done OTT, right? That's my debut. I mean, as an actor, you need to challenge yourself. That's the way I had handled my career, and that mainstream area very openly had given to my next generation.
Right.
कि आप लोग करो, मैंने 30 साल कर लिया. Now you all take it forward. But I don't mind doing a mainstream film. But I will see that I don't do a film like Asha Balavasa. I do a film, it is today's film.
Yeah.
It should be today's film. So, yeah.
But you're also a pioneer in another way, in the sense that before you, Bengali mainstream films were slightly different. You brought in all that Hindi film energy into the, at least your films did, you know, Bapilari.
You see, you have to always listen to good and bad about it, right?
No,
No, I'm
again,
saying I had listened to it. I mean, I am okay with it. You see, when we were working, Bengali film was declared as a dead industry for many reasons. So, and we were like all like in 20s. So we have to find out a way to give a box office hit, right? To survive the industry, to get back that industry. It's not me alone. It was me with my friend who had just passed away, Taposh, of course Chiranjit Da, and our senior actors like Ranjit Malik. We all really fought that we need to get back that mainstream. So क्या होता है ना कि हर इंडस्ट्री में ना always there is a comparison. ये होता था. And I don't believe on that hota tha, it used to. What is happening now? So when I, as you rightly said, I started introducing all those something new, there was a huge audience. ये Bengali picture नहीं लगता है. It's a copy of a Hindi film. But you see the box office, none of those films were lesser than Silver Jubilee, Golden Jubilee, Platinum Jubilee. So I'm not boasting myself. I have had around 22 film release in a year. 9 film was running.
You should boast.
No, I don't do that. It's just blessing. But you see, it's not a joke. My average release used to be 12 to 14 a year. So, and people used to watch it. Failure percent of those mainstream cinema is very low. I mean, if some of the film used to run for 8 weeks, मुझे लगता था कि ये 8 वीक क्यों चला यार, 12 सब हफ्ता तो 14 तो चलना ही चाहिए. So, but again, the time is changing, the cinematic language has changed. And I also went on trying, very well that with those mainstream cinema, I did Ritu Porno Ghosh film, I did Buddha Das film. I never stopped. I think that
Tapan Sinha film.
I did Tapan Sinha. That is absolutely in the beginning, Tarun Majumdar to Tapan Sinha. So I really wanted to work. I have around 100 directors in my career. Like, Tapan Sinha, Tarun Majumdar, Bibudila, who was the maker of Uttam Kumar Suchitra Sen. So I had an opportunity to work with those legends to the youngest director working right now today. So I think that's a blessing for me, and they love me because I think this is a director's media, and you have to respect it. And if you work with new directors, they can take out something else which people had not seen.
Right.
Because we are seasoned actor. People try to go with us in a very comfort zone. This is a comfort zone for an actor. But me as an individual, I want somebody to take me out from that comfort zone and push me into some zone which is not Prosenjit.
And we get to Sheshpata. This is not just it's a brilliant film. And it's a brilliant performance because it's so internalized, right? How does one do something which is totally internal, like a mental thing, but also convey something to the audience that they're doing that?
If you talk to me about films like Moner Manush, where I played Lalon, or Sheshpata, or even my film Jatishwar, this kind of a character I had taken, and I had given my best to deliver, because these films are, the characters are not vocal, it is very internal, and in every shot you have to make people take into that emotion of this person. It's sometimes anger, sometimes frustration, sometimes love, sometimes a lot of things in that particular. Otano is a wonderful director to work with. I always do one film with him, uh, starting from Moyurakki to Robibar. So he always gives me this kind of a challenge. And when I, honestly speaking, when I took this film, I told him whether I will be able to deliver it. But let me be very honest, I dedicated the entire film to
But
Soumitra Chatterjee.
why did you have that doubt?
It was not so easy. You see, you have to understand, as an audience who regularly watch my film, though I have done a lot of experiment, but I have a brand. You can't deny that. Sometimes with these characters, I don't want to look like Prosenjit. I want to be Balmiki. So it was a difficult thing, and normally what I do when I do this kind of a film, at least for 6-8 months, I don't do any other work.
Oh.
I don't do anything, nothing. 9 months I didn't do anything. Even my bank, checkbooks, my office, even my family have been told that this 9 months I don't want any phone call. I go underground. Then only I can do a Lalon Fakir. For Sheshpata Balmiki also, I had done something like that. Because it was very internal. And thanks to my director, of course. I mean, if you don't have the director who will take the right shots. But it was like on set, we have improvised so much, believe me. Especially people talk about that my anger, which translated into the song, where I want to give him gali basically, but I am using a kind of a, song kind of a thing. But that we did it on set. That यार गाली तो दे सकता हूँ, क्या कर सकता हूँ.
So it was improvised.
It was improvised on set. That let's do something on that level. Yeah, but I enjoy doing this. You see, now what happens? Something should come on my way, where in the morning I should think that when I will go to the set, or when I will go to my makeup van to be that character. That gives me a real, something which I really want to do. Otherwise, it becomes little like, hey, so yet I know this. So I don't want to. I really want every time people should give me some kind of a challenge.
Isn't that a little difficult though? Because every time you're looking for a challenge, sometimes don't you just want to go and have, I like being on the set, I want to have some fun. You don't do that at all?
No, it's not that. I am like one of the most coolest guy on the set, whether I do a serious film or not. But as an actor, right now, it's difficult. Believe me, every time, even my directors, they come and tell me that, what else?
Yeah.
What else we should
After
come to you?
300.
So I think even a character which is known to the audience, if you can portray it in a little different. You see, I played twice superstar, right? One was Autograph, which was a cult film, and one was Jeshtabhutravi. Both are superstar, but I wanted to represent it both in a very different level, which is a very difficult task for an actor to do it. Because इसमें क्या है? He's a superstar, he can do a superstar, which is normal.
Right.
But there are some characters which can't, you need to have that experience. I think that's the reason even Ray had to cast our Mahanayak Uttam Kumar for Nayok. I mean, we all know about it. So, Autograph, in fact, it was Ritu's story, Ritu Porno Ghosh story, Jeshtabhutra. He wanted to do it. That time I already committed Srijit Autograph. So, I told him that we'll not do just this subject right now because I'm doing a superstar, we'll do it later. But then he passed away, he left us. So, Kaushik knew about the subject. So, after a long time, we took the subject and again, we did Jeshtabhutra. So, I can do everything. But when it comes to my cinema, I'm very fussy, I will say. I'm very nagging. I'm very like, I nag my directors like anything. What else? So if you can change the dimension of the character, the characters are all same. If you can just create that, then it becomes a little surprise for the audience also.
Because you brought up Nayak, how much do you identify with the Uttam Kumar character in that?
Well, it was written by the greatest person. I think for me, I'll just tell you one thing, that for any superstar in our country, because we we became superstar with our economy, with our socio system. So if you see, even maybe 40 years back, 50 years back, and today, the superstars, few things are very common. So it is mostly outside, not the inside. So I think Nayok really wanted to show the inner part of the superstar, which somewhere Srijit very intelligently reflected the same thing in Autograph in a very different way, giving a proper tribute to Nayok. So I think all the superstars, we normally go through some very common journey, I will say. And in fact, it was again when I was offered, and I mean, when I decided I'm going to do Autograph, somehow I felt Autograph can create it can reach out to a new audience, and that really happened. But I thought this is a right subject. So there were a lot of people in Calcutta, especially the even journalists, कि यार प्रसन्नजीत पागल हो गए, श्रीजीत मुखर्जी नया डायरेक्टर है, they are trying to remake Nayok, which we were not trying to do. But we were very sure that in fact we had used trailer of Nayok in the shots in the trailer, because we were very sure about it, that we are not doing Nayok. But what was my challenge, you will understand this, that when I was asked, see, I have seen Uttam Jethu, I have seen Soumitra Kaku, I have seen very closely my dad. So I really wanted to represent the superstar of today's, which can be Shah Rukh or Salman or anywhere, maybe somebody from South, somebody from, but the superstar body language and the communication had changed. I had seen those superstars also, and I'm seeing the superstar of today's date. The communication pattern, the way Shah Rukh, he conducts himself is more like a friend, right? Maybe he is also a senior actor, but so now the communication system, the body language, so I really wanted in Autograph to somewhere represent today's, there's a new director coming and saying, आपने आज तक जो भी picture किया वो सब बकवास है. Now this film will make you an actor, and an actor like superstar is taking it. Acha, okay, I've done films. From where I start, my film comes from there. The line starts. So that kind of a powerful superstar is getting into that trip of doing something which is something new for him. I think for all of us, we always want to do something which is new, something little away from what you do regularly. I think everybody has that hunger.
But there's also a huge element of self-doubt in Nayok, right? As in, did I do the right thing? Did I choose the right path? Am I doing the best I can do? Am I doing a respectable career because I'm being questioned by this journalist who's somehow looks down on me as a cinema person? Have you had any of those kinds of questions?
You see, initially, of course, I told you that when we started, there was a lot of criticism, not in a wrong way. It was like, ये बंगला picture क्या हो रहा है अभी? As you mentioned, I have introduced all those fight, action, dance. Box office, it was doing great. But somewhere I think I'm blessed that it's not only me as an actor or a star or whatever you say. I don't believe in these words, honestly speaking. The star. I just believe that I'm an actor. I don't believe that a star has to be a good actor. But people, as I grew and I have taken my career into very different level, I think the kind of love and respect, and even even my journalist friends who had shown me the right path, they have criticized me. But I always took this as my lesson. I took it. I thought, why he's saying this? Then I tried my best to take out that from myself. There was a lot of mimicry actors. They do a lot of mimicries on me. Nowadays, in last 13-14 years, they say, दादा हम लोग आपके ऊपर mimicry नहीं कर पा रहे. We can't do any mimicry. I said, why? Because in each and every film, your body language, your way of talking, your things are different. So I think even for people who have seen me growing, they have a little bit of love, respect, and younger people, they respect me. Because this man had not kept that safety zone, This is my personal call that sometimes we believe that this is our safety zone, right? But nobody can guarantee you that this is your safety zone. तो हम लोगों को तो कभी क्रीज से बाहर आके छक्का मारना पड़ता ना for the team. So as a person, I believe that sometimes you have to come out and give a hard hitting. It can be a catch, but even it hits you, then you go for a six.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your life becomes monotonous. You know, after working for around more than 300 firms, if I can't challenge myself, if I don't risk myself, then to end of the day, I don't know, nothing will happen, because whatever we are creating, we have our emotions, we have to use our brain, we have to use our energy. So I think that gives me challenges, and it makes me, I stood a lot of time in my career. Suppose I'm telling you, I don't tell it to the normal people. You know, when you have 6 rows flops, 7 rows flop, especially people like us, media start writing, अभी हो गया ना, बहुत देख लिया प्रसेनजीत को. It happens with all the people who are working for 30, 40 years. Now the younger people is needed in the industry, and I respect that. What I did, I was having maybe 1 or 2 films, but I did 3 films with Buddhada back to back. I got my Toronto Film Festival. I got my bestest of the. So I again catered for another kind of a cinema.
Yeah.
Again, I came back and I gave super duper hit. So I have not wasted my time. You know, that because I'm not getting 3 films right now, I had done very different kind of a film with a very different kind of a director to reach out to an international market.
Right.
So I still remember Ritu used to tell me, because I used to share everything with him. I said, Ritu, I want to do few films where at least in the international market people will know me. So I think in South Africa or somewhere there was a film festival. He came back and said, you know, people are questioning in this international film festival, telling your name. You have to get out and increase your audience.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can't do a Asha Bhalovasha for a Cannes Film Festival, right? But I can do a Doshur for Cannes Film Festival.
So in these 41 years of doing films, has your father ever come to you and said, son, I'm very proud of this role that you've done?
Many times. And he's very, very proud that whatever my little contribution for Bengali cinema for last 40 years,
It's
he's
not
very
little.
proud of.
Let's not be modest here.
No, it's been like, he's really proud. But honestly speaking, he always wanted me to do, because Biswajit Chatterjee is not a Bengali actor. He's first been told like he's a Hindi actor.
Yeah.
So he always wanted me to do Hindi films. So his special, very, very special, this kind of a thing I got after Jubilee. I told you should do Hindi work, and you see entire Bombay industry is talking about you. I told you 25 years back. I said, but I can't do both. It's not that I can't do a Hindi film, but I have also commitment towards I didn't get a breathing time. I used to sleep for 2-3 hours. So, but he's happy for that. But he always wanted me to do something good in Hindi. I said, it's nothing. I've just started my career in Hindi now after Jubilee. So, but he really loved that.
Nice.
I mean, people has to go, and I'm sure he was hearing it out from Bombay. He stays in Bombay. So he said, I'm feeling very proud. People are especially talking about you in Bombay. So I said,
Lovely.
nice.
Lovely. That was something amazing. What was it like being with Vikram Motwani? Because again, he's a very unique creator. And you just said that you love directors.
Yes, I'm so happy. I was very happy when I worked with Dibakar also in Shanghai. But Vikram, I mean, I watched his film, right? Till today I say, yaar, Udan bana le na Bangla pe, aisa types. He's a great director too. And these new age directors their thought process is different. But for me, the first interaction with Vikram, he took my time, he came to Kolkata. I was really shocked. I was very happy, but honestly speaking, I was shocked when later on in all his interviews he told that when I started writing this character, it was Dada in my mind. So believe me, they are new age directors. We are, whatever said and we have been working for so many years. It's coming from Vikram was like, यार ये सोचा मेरे लिए. I'm sitting in, I have no connection with him. I'm sitting in Kolkata doing my work, and he's a new age director, and he told in all interviews, this is the first interaction with me, कि sir मुझे सुनाना है, but believe me, when I started writing, you asked my entire team, but there was the first person there was no casting director, there's nothing, no nothing, it is you. I said this is a blessing for me, and but while working, I think in a small way I can say he's not a director who will sit and direct a show or film. I will tell you, even in on the set, if a prop has to be, little bit right or left, he will come himself and do it. He will not say his assistant. So I think that his passion on cinema. I always tell you, you asked when I met Sanjay ji also. You are chief AD on set till today. You don't dictate. For actors, from camera department to costume department, he will personally go and tell, ये इसको ऐसा करते ना, इसको ऐसा. He's so into it, and the temperament is so good. I mean, any actor would love to work with him. That much I can say. And he keeps you like, these actors like, we say ना, हाथ पे रख देते हैं, like, so lovable with all of us, all of us. Vikram is very cool guy, huh? So once his shot is ready, he's done, he will say, move on. And we are a little old school, right? After the shot, and normally my habit is to look to the director and the cameraman. So I can read out whether it's okay or not. First 1 or 2 days, I was new, first time working, I move on. Third day I went and said, Vikram, either I'm not doing proper, you can replace me, or you have to look at me and say it's okay. he hugged me and said, okay, from next time I'll look at you. I said, otherwise I get tense. I think I'm not doing proper. Maybe you're not happy with my. He hugged me. I said, no, it's my. Okay. Next time I will look at you and say, perfect. He's so sweet to work
That's
with.
amazing.
Yeah.
Andhiya, when 92?
Yeah, maybe 92,
Right.
93, yeah.
So Mumtaz come back, there's that big fuss happening, Shatrughan Sinha, and then young pair.
Pehla-ji.
You, yeah, but you just ran away after that.
I didn't run away. Honestly speaking, again, you will understand that, I will tell you something very honestly, that Adhiya was not a Hindi film for me. I was doing a Bengali film, and that was produced by Pehla-ji. And I was shooting in Bombay. I have Chunky and Neelam and all in the film. So, while doing that film, and Pehla-ji was absolutely that time, he was like godfather of a lot of actors. So Pehla-ji used to come to my hotel in the night, we used to chit chat. Yaar Bumba, tu itna अच्छा actor hai. You are a star, yaar. Oh, I should do a film with you. I said, कर लो. It was nothing very planned that
It was not like a launch or something.
No. It just happened because I was doing Pehla-ji's Mandira, Bangla picture. So yeah, and Adhiya, David was fantastic. But I can't tell you that whether the film would have been super duper hit and I would have gone back. I'm not very sure about it now. But honestly speaking, what you are saying is that I haven't placed myself कि मुझे हिंदी फिल्म करनी है. Because believe me, I'm not saying I was not getting even 2 hours for a break. I didn't get time to think about it. And so much of commitment towards so many producers. And sometime I used to think, this is a big market, right? You will understand this regional industry. We work in a very different manner. But I was number one for a quite long time. And when producer comes and put money on you because you're number one, I am not God. I can't give a guarantee that when I come to a national platform and I become number one, maybe I will be fifth bencher. Then what happens to those producers who believe that I am number one? So I can't take that risk just for myself. So maybe I was very happy concentrating on my Bengali film. And I didn't take it seriously. When I took it seriously, which is like now you can say Jubilee, I don't have any rat race now. I have shifted myself. I do, as it is very different kind of a cinema, and which is really happening in national level also.
Yeah.
So now I don't have that kind of a pressure. I just come as an actor now. But that time, when this mainstream commercial film, box office, so I was not very sure about it, that whether I should come and be here and Adya kar liya, then I went back. I was happy.
What was the experience like?
Yeah, it was a great shoot, and I still meet David sometimes. He's a very old friend of mine, and we had a great fun. And Mumtaz ji, my father's heroine, so Mumtaz ji came. She acted as my mother, and it was a fun. It was a very
No, what I meant was, did you find anything different between the way this functioned and the way you used to function in Calcutta?
Not
Not
much.
really.
Not much. You know, I think I always say that it's like you are playing in your home ground and you're playing in lots. Things can be little different. Your cinema to wahi hai na.
Oh, yeah.
Wahi camera. You can make out this is camera department. You can make out this is makeup department. It's everywhere same.
Right.
Maybe little volume, number of days. Those are, but cinematic things are all same.
Right.
And nobody can say that I'm as an actor, I'm giving little less in this kind of a cinema, I'm giving little more for this kind of a cinema.
Yeah.
It doesn't really happen.
No, I've heard of, like
Only the volume.
Some people say things like, in the South, we start early and end early, whereas in Hindi cinema, people come late and start end late. Things like that. I was just like, any.
That I still remember. I was working in a film in Hindi, of course, and Jaya Pradaji was there in the film, and it's a 10 o'clock shift or 9 o'clock shift. I used to come, I used to hang around. One day Jaya ji called me and said, Prosenjit ji, मैं एक चीज़ बताऊँ, मैं तो यहाँ पे काम कर रही हूँ. I know, so you don't come so early. I said, how? It's 10 o'clock shift. I have to come here by 9:30. नहीं, यहाँ पे ना थोड़ा सा मतलब आप आराम से आइए. She felt pity on me, like every day this man is coming and waiting. I said no, but you see, for me, it is my call time means I have to be on my, at least ready in my makeup room or vanity van. This is what I have learned. I can't change myself right now. So that is fine. That happens. Sometime when we work nowadays, there are younger actors. Sometime, not always. They give me a lot of respect. Even they call me and say, "Dada, मैं थोड़ा late run कर रहा हूँ, आप थोड़ा late आइए." But I think this is still Mr. Bachchan is working with a third or fourth generation, right? So we are nothing in front of him. So there are something you have to take it sportingly.
Yeah.
But my commitment has to be my commitment.
There are certain pairings that the audiences just love. They cannot get enough of, right? So there's Uttam Kumar, Suchitra Sen, whatever it is. For you, it's Rituparna Sen Gupta. What is that chemistry that you guys have? And now that you're doing a 50th film together, today it's very rare.
Today's date it is really rare. First of all, Uttam Kumar, Suchitra Sen, or in a way it was my dad, Sandhya Rai and Malasena, Dharamji Himaji. They're like legends, like we have grown seeing it. But honestly speaking, if you ask me, even today's date, I haven't thought that me and Ritu we will really do 50 films together.
Yeah.
And 50 films with, that time the film used to be more of a mainstream. And I think those songs are till today very high view kind of a thing. Old song really works now. But this last 3 films, which is like we have crossed around 14, 15 years, we didn't work. But after 14 years when we came back with the film Prakton, you know the result of Prakton. So Prakton and then Drishtikon of Kaushik and then again Ajogyo. Sometimes it really, even sometimes it's not, I can't believe also. I was not very sure. You see, that craze was different. In 14 years, घर पे अगर कोई 12 साल का लड़का हो तो वो 24 साल का हो गया. So it's a new generation. The audience are coming is absolutely new. But I think today people doesn't want, they come to see Prosenjit Rituparna, but I think what we both had achieved in this last 10, 12, 14 years is that we both had turned into actor actresses more than a mainstream hero heroines. She had done very offbeat kind of roles, very mature roles. I have been doing it for last 13, 14 years. I think when we come together also, audience come there will be a love angle, of course, but we will see something different also.
Right.
So we'll see a very matured love story which talks about today's relationship and all. But I don't know, I mean, there is no certain chemistry or you can't create that.
Yeah, you can't.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
create it. Believe me, I always say that 50 films, 50 picture तो हम लोगों ने नहीं किया, कोई actor नहीं कर पाते. It is audience who liked us. They had been pushing us to do films, and producers are getting some kind of a confidence casting us.
Yeah.
Directors are getting confidence. Otherwise, it is impossible to do 50 films together.
Yeah.
If it's a universe, basically, it's a blessing. Honestly, I have no proper answer for this, that how it works. But as an actor, I must appreciate, because Ritu is not here, what I had always seen, the common thing between both of us, that even Ritu, when she was to do all mainstream cinema, she had done a Dohon, where she won national award. She had done Paromita Rakdin. I think when we were much younger. So I think those steps which we took long back is paying us back.
Yeah.
I had done a Utsav. I used to do mainstream cinema, and believe me, when I was doing Utsav for Ritu, I was having no dates. So I used to go out on his set at 10 o'clock in the night. कि मेरे पास डेट नहीं है, but मुझे करना ही है तेरे साथ. So I took out that time for 3-4 hours to do Utsav. But those films are cult films.
Okay. Yeah. No, when you did the first switch from mainstream cinema to this kind of cinema, was there a little adjustment period or a little something that was a little different, or did you adapt to it very easily?
It is not very easily. I must not say that to do that kind of a cinema, it is very easy. But again, I will tell you something. Please don't take it otherwise. There are a lot of people, they say we go deep into the character. You have to go deep into the character. But end of the day, we are professional actors. We have some kind of a professional commitment. So when you are taking a subject or a director, it is your duty as an actor to understand the scale of the director, the mind of your director, which I am the same person doing a mainstream cinema, my dialogue throwing will be different. Same dialogue. But I have to understand the same dialogue. If I go and give the same delivery on Ritu's set, my delivery has to be different, because his entire scale, the rhythm, वो जो होता है ना script का जो rhythm है, that is different.
The sur.
So it's different. So I think why we are professional actors, we have to understand that, try to know how my director wants to deliver my dialogue, how he wants to see the character. So I think it is not very easy thing. It is a practice also. But honestly, I had done it. I had done it with my honesty, doing absolutely hardcore mainstream shooting in the morning shift, and then doing a Utsav in the night shift.
That must have been a
Yes,
switch.
the shift. I still remember Ritu Parna Sen Gupta. She used to do Paromita in the morning, and she used to come and do, which is a cult film for both of us, is Chotu Bari Zindabad. The song. She used to come on set at 10 or 10:30 in the night and do that dance number. I think these are the small things has made us more, what do you say? क्या बोलते हैं उसको, मतलब I'll say the maturity level. वो होता है ना, करते, then it becomes a bit of practice.
Yeah.
Very calculative acting pattern. There are which also works, but for me it has been always like I have to understand my character. Like even I do a Sheshpata. I mean, of course, I am taking my time for a lot of things, but ऐसा नहीं है कि दुनिया में और कुछ है ही नहीं, यही है सिर्फ. That really doesn't happen. I should enjoy, but I'm on the set, I should be with the character.
Right. The reason I ask about these films is because, so of course, one watches the Rays and the Mrinal Sens and, the Ghatak and all the typical, because that's available. That's available with subtitles everywhere, right? Then there's this long period where nothing is available except the, Doordarshan on Sunday afternoon sometimes shows a Bengali film. Then you suddenly see something and then you watch it. It was around the early 2000s when Rituparno and all of you guys started doing movies like that, that is people from outside of, we started watching Bengali films again because they were accessible. We got subtitle prints, we got good prints, and suddenly it was like being reintroduced to Bengali.
Believe me, I will try to send you my link. Long back, I'm talking about long back. Hardly people know. I've done a film called Clerk. The entire 2 hours film, I was the only actor.
Oh.
He was a SRFTI teacher, Shubroto. He's a totally mad kind of a director. But when I was absolutely hardcore, mainstream actor, I did that film. I'll send you that.
Yeah.
Hardly people know about it. You know that director called Bappa Ditto, who passed away. I did a film called Houseful. People hardly know about it. But I thought I should do this kind of a film also. So, yes, it's true that me, Ritu, I mean, when we started doing, especially after Unish April and all, it again became national news.
Yeah.
And Ritu always had a huge contribution. I mean, I always say that today, exactly when we are sitting and talking about Pan India, I think, if I'm not mistaken, these two persons, one is Ritu and one is Manisha. I always say that these two people did one Roja and one Chokarbali. And they just did two honest films. And it was all over India, people had seen it. I believe that the cinema has to be honest. Now we are making films for Pan India, right?
Yeah.
These two directors just did it and everybody watched it.
I just completely, little off topic, but I just wish Rituparno.
I mean, I have done maximum number of films with him, and I had always like friend. We always fought, so it was a very love and hate relationship I had with Ritu. But today's date, when we are talking about Pan India, I really miss him.
Yeah.
I mean, when I talk to Vikram and everybody, they said Ritu ta kuch aur hi tha. So I'm missing because with the root, with the culture, with that delicacy, he's the director who can make a film and make it for all kind of audience.
Yeah.
So Doshor was ahead of time.
Yeah, that was you and Konkona, right?
Yeah, me and Konkona. I got my national award for that. Yeah. So,
what do you think of this renaissance or rebirth of what people call the rebirth of Bengali cinema, thanks to directors like Kaushik and Atanu and that's.
No, I'm so happy because of Srijit, Kaushik, Atanu, Shibu Nandita, and there are a few more. And I think last 13, 14 years, they have been pulling the industry and they're doing a wonderful job. And I'm very proud of our young actors like Dev, Jeet, many more. A lot of great actors from Calcutta getting. I saw Shashwato. I have not seen the film, but Kalki had done a very good role. I mean, so I think this is a great time for actors all over. You see, this particular Pan India platform, OTT, this is one thing where your talent is being seen. Today's date, I do watch Malayali film. I know all Malayali film. Earlier we used to search, अच्छा ऐसा picture हुआ, देखना है, कहाँ देखूँ? Now we know that, and so good actors are coming all over. It's a surprise for us, and I mean, they give so much of challenge. I always say Hrithik, as you know, I say he's one of the finest actor in India. He might be doing Bengali film, but like same with Fazal doing in Malayali. So my point is that this young actors are getting a lot of exposure, and these directors are doing great work, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
I will not only say Bengali directors, there are so much of good, talented directors coming up all over the country, which now we can watch it. You know, when me, Rituparna Ghosh, we all started, like, we used to really push hard. I still remember we had to screen a film in Bombay. But today, because of this OTT, because of this pan-India thing, things are getting really national. And if the subject is good, once it's talked about, so there are even some of the great films are there in movie, as you know. This is not a theatrical kind of a release, but films are so good.
Yeah.
So there's so much of young, talented people are doing, and they're getting scope to show to the audience. That's the basic thing, right?
Right.
So I'm very happy the way these younger directors are conducting, and I always fight with them. हमको कुछ अलग दे यार, हमको कुछ अलग दे.
But at the end of the day, when you're still fighting with your young directors and all that, is there a sense of, I don't know what word to use here, but maybe relaxation or relief that you're not in the rat race any longer, you are your own brand, you can do exactly what you want. Is there that as well?
After a certain time, I think that has given me a relief. When I very mentally decided and, to come out from this rat race and do something which I also want to do. That's the reason I had done Shonkochil with Gowthem Ghosh or Sheshpata or Mayurakki, Jeshtoputra kind of a film. So, yeah, box office is very important, which I, in my own way, when I do a Kaka Babu, I know it's a box office, or I do a Prakton. There are films which I select for my box office, but not into that rat race. And my next generation, they also know this man is not into this rat race.
Yeah.
They know and they respect me. I've done films with Dave, he's the producer. I've done a film with Jeet's production. So they come to me with, the character, Dada, you have to do. So I feel so good. They are my colleagues, they are my brother, they're the superstars. So when they come to me to do a character for their production, I feel so good. I mean, it's a blessing, And another thing which I always believe, that all of them, they love me a lot. Whenever, wherever I call them, they all are with me as a team.
That's lovely.
That's I think is just not my career professional achievement. It's my personal one-to-one relation with them.
Nice, very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was
so
such a
much.
pleasure talking to you. And
Same here.
like I said, it's very rare that I sit across genuine legends, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hola! Your dream vacation to Sri Lanka starts from rupees 24,999 only with GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.